Hello, good afternoon, good morning, my lovely crypto people. I'm the Gate.io community manager. My name is Patrick, and we're going to start a live today, like we do every week, where we do a little bit of a recap of the week before, have a look at ongoing general crypto events, and especially what's going on at Gate.io. Because as you may or may not know, Gate.io is, it's a top 10 exchange. It scores very high on the level of trust and security by very specific metrics attained by CoinGecko, CER.live, and many other third-party institutions. So we're a big player amongst the others, with an average of 100 million USDT on the daily volume. That may not seem the case, as obviously there are many other exchanges who are working hard to get their own share of the crypto ecosystem pie. That's not our focus. We really want to focus on user experience, making it smooth, making it trustworthy and safe, and we seem to be succeeding at that. Obviously, every once in a while there's some feedback from the community about elements which can be improved about Gate, about the website, about trading products, about participating in contests and whatnot, and we try to listen to that and implement that as fast and as efficient as we can, because we realize that users are the most important. Don't want to get all sentimental on the Monday morning, but that's just the case. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And pay attention in your email when you wake up on Saturday and you can finally take a break from the crypto markets, or if you've been busy all week, can finally get deep into the crypto markets, to check your email, check your spam as well, because we send out a weekly email which has some really great information and really some concise information about what we do, new events which are going on, products we've launched, and stuff you can participate in at Gate.io, from the holding products, the staking and proof of stake products we have, to the lockup and earn tokens, lockup and earn projects we have going, where you can earn a nice share of interest on your crypto, to our more advanced products such as our ETFs and perpetual contract trading, etc. In these emails we write about them, and we're writing about ongoing events and campaigns, just like the contest which is happening at the moment for perpetual contract trading, where we are distributing prizes on the daily to users who have put in the most work, are getting the most success with their trades. Up to 400 GT per day is being deposited. That's a contest which is going on until the 16th. That's another 7 days. So what I'll do is I'll grab some info right here. So basically in crypto, not much has been happening, not super significant events have been going on, right? So not too much FUD, not too much FOMO announcements. It's kind of been the Wild West, but in a different sense. Obviously, very significant news is that Biden has been elected. He's the president-elect, so he's most likely going to be the new president. Obviously, there's going to be a whole lot of court cases and attempts to undermine his win by the Trump administration. So that's a significant event, because it'll have all kinds of effects which we don't know about, which we really have no idea about at this moment. But it will have effects on crypto regulation, crypto perspective for the long term and the short term. There was talk of Biden presenting, I believe, someone to take part in the Treasury, who is a Bitcoin aficionado, someone who's friendly towards Bitcoin. So these will all have a major effect on big global market decisions, on BTC as well. And BTC for now is not decoupled from the financial market, and it definitely will follow in the trend of the financial market. So whatever the global market thinks is positive, be it Biden or Trump, yeah, there's going to be an effect, and for now, he's the winner, right? So that's the most significant event which is happening. A lot of Bitcoin maximalists are upset over this event, but I think they'll get over it in due time. In 4 years, perhaps, when another president candidate is presenting himself and can win. What was pretty cool to read is that crypto ATMs have been apparently booming. I was doing some research and I didn't know this myself, but over 2020, there's been like an increase of 50% of machines issued from 4,213 ATMs in the States to 9,242. That's like a 50% increase, which is cool because that means that people are depositing money to buy Bitcoin, withdrawing money, selling their Bitcoin for cash, which is highly unlikely, but you know, times are weird, right? It's Corona. We're full on Corona in lockdown too in Europe. People are losing jobs. There's a high unemployment rate in the States. Maybe people have a lot of Bitcoin and need cash. It seems also weird to me because Bitcoin ATMs generally charge a super high rate from 6 to 10%. There are a few here in Greece as well. They charge 10%. I love them because I love the tech, you know, and I think the concept is really cool that you can just exchange your store of value, or you turn that into a means of exchange by exchanging it for fiat. But I'm not very inclined to do it because I'm going to lose 10%. But still, it's a super cool development and very, very interesting for the future, because just the fact of seeing a crypto ATM and being like, what the hell is that? Why does it have that dirty Bitcoin scam logo on it? That will definitely put some crypto in people's heads, and it'll get markets going. Christmas is coming up. People sit around the Christmas table and discuss crypto as well. It happens every year. And then there's a huge sell-off in Asia. So there's a lot of exposure happening for crypto. 2021 is probably going to be a very promising year, not only because analysts say so, but macro analysts, a lot of financial companies with a traditional investing background, which is not allocated into crypto, are invested into BTC or have allocated a lot of their cash into BTC. That's very bullish by itself. And as soon as that, Google trend of 2017 picks up and goes off into the sky again, and there's all this interest, there will be interesting developments. Speak slowly? Sure. Sorry, guys. Sorry if I'm speaking a little bit fast. I'll do my attempt to speak a little bit slower. COVID-19 drives people to buy cryptos. All right. Well, I'm very curious to hear why you think that. But there are several reasons why you could think that, right? Because in Europe, COVID-19 means you're sitting at home. If you're unlucky, you've lost a job, or you're looking at the prospect of losing your job. In Western parts of Europe, you will be compensated by the government. But then the question is, how much does that actually compensate your salary? To which extent does that compensate all the expenses you have? Then there's also that you have to keep in mind that it brings more insecurity. The only thing that would drive crypto from COVID-19 is that people start to become more conscious of their economic situation in their country, and decide, okay, I'm getting negative interest rate on my banks. If I go into the regular stock market, it's interesting, but that's not getting me a super high return, and I'm just simply don't have enough money about it. And if people can look beyond the fear of crypto, because there's a lot of fear involved, right? Every day you see scam and hack, and it can be intimidating to a regular user. If you look beyond that, you'll be able to understand that in the economy that they're living in, of maybe not having a job, or seeing their savings being eaten away, they want to allocate that into an asset which is deflationary, Bitcoin, which generally, based on past performance and past history, has kept its value. Maybe that's a reason to drive crypto. And other than that, I haven't given it too much super in-depth thought. All I know, what seems most likely to me, is that it's all out negative. Everything that's happening on with the second lockdown, because people are sitting at home, they're not spending, they're not incentivized to spend, they're generally very fearful, and they are not going to be incentivized for a long time to spend. And if anything, they're going to save their funds for a rainy day. I think it's more the high capital people with access to a lot of liquidity who are currently using the opportunity to buy real estate or invest in companies, to get rid of their cash, because people with a lot of liquidity generally understand that cash is trash, and as long as you're keeping on to your cash allocation, you're not doing anything. It's basically burning away. In Europe, I know for Holland that anything above 100K and 250K, you're going to pay the bank to store that money. So that seems like a very obvious choice. So yeah, that's a significant one. Biden being chosen. We'll have to see how that evolves. Christmas coming up. Crypto ATMs taking off in popularity. Canada tax collector is seeking to force crypto exchanges to fork over their client records. That's interesting, right? So obviously there's a huge community or a huge amount of people in crypto who are not very interested in doing KYC. Sometimes that's an objection as well to take part in what Gate.io offers. So people don't want to do the KYC or don't want to do the second KYC tier, because surprise, surprise, we have two KYC tiers. And at that moment in time, your options are really limited. It's why decentralized exchanges are taking off. And, maybe every once in a while there's a shady exchange. There's a shady exchange where you don't have to do KYC. But the reason I'm saying this is because if you follow Euro to fiat or USD to fiat services, doesn't matter if it's Bitstamp or Kraken or Bitfinex, you'll see that every once in a while, their regulation changes because it's a very complex framework they're working with, and they work with different jurisdictions and whatnot. But you do see, like this Canada tax collector seeks to force a crypto exchange, Coinsquare, to fork over the records, that the regulations are changing, which positive because it shows they are going to take it serious. It also means they don't want to let anyone get away with possibly not paying their taxes or taking part in I can't think of the English word, money laundering. They want to prevent any transaction above 10K in Europe needs to be reported to the banks for possible money laundering. So it needs to be tested. So it's positive that they are anticipating a lot of movement in the crypto market. The downside is that you will have your information most likely handed over to relevant authorities. Even BitMEX, I got an email saying up until this date you're going to have to provide your information if you want to continue trading at our account. I was not a real trader anyway, so I opened that BitMEX account out of curiosity. I think if I ever started doing leverage, because I'm much more of like a long-term macro analyst and macro holder, if I ever started trading, I probably lose all my funds. But they indicated that you had until the 8th of November to supply your KYC information. Arthur Hayes is gone off the grid, and his co-partners still under arrest in the States. They want to comply, obviously, pay a big hefty fine to the CFTC. And then, luckily, low, taxes, fraud, money laundering. Yes. So yeah, that's a bit off topic, but kind of on topic because everything in crypto is on topic, right? As for our announcements, also not super much happening at Gate.io. We've released a new app for Android. So we've optimized some displays for posts and grid trading. And it's a really cool app. I recommend you download it. For iOS, you can use the test flight app if you want to update to the newest one. And for Android, there are some really cool features. Obviously, if ever you encounter a bug, or something doesn't work well, feel free to reach out to us so we can pick it up directly. Generally, we respond really quickly to feedback. And obviously we are very much interested in making the best possible user experience for our users. So we distributed the star token, which is a fork of Filecoin. Trading commenced. What's the name of the app? It's Gate.io. So if you head over to the Play Store for Android or to the iOS App Store, you type in Gate.io, and that's where you can find the app. You log in, you start trading, start making money or losing money. That's all up to you. No, but generally, obviously, you know, I'm joking, but practice caution with what you're doing. The user experience, in my experience, besides the fact that I'm a community manager for Gate.io, you know, so I might just be biased. I find it a very user-friendly app. It's super easy to navigate. Every once in a while, you know, I will notice something which is not as straightforward, so I'll pass that on to the tech team. But generally, like as an app, it works super smooth. I prefer to work on a laptop myself for doing withdrawals, deposits, and that kind of stuff. But for trades, it's perfect. What else? Well, Gate.io has been ranked in the top 4 at CoinGecko as amongst the list of world exchange rankings with a full trust score. So we score super high on trust, that our volume, monthly volume, is a real volume. And let's see. Yeah, that our monthly volume is real volume, that it's not spoof trading, no wash trading, no spoofing allowed. And our exchange, we have all kinds of metrics and all kinds of ways to analyze the trades which are taking place. On a side note, I read that Grin was 51% attacked. That's probably the reason that withdrawals and deposits have been are currently on hold. So that's something to keep in mind. If you can't withdraw win, that's something that just popped in my head. Yeah, 51% attack. That's pretty hefty in the sense that obviously miners got to get control of the network, which is less possible with either proof of stake or proof of work, proof of stake combinations, hybrid combinations such as with Decred. So we've been listed as number 4 on CoinGecko, which is really cool. We're trying everything we can to maintain that position, and that can only happen by getting feedback from the users and implementing that feedback, but also, you know, making sure that the information we give out is correct, that events we organize, that the prizes are rewarded. All very, very straightforward, basic stuff. But you know, we want to make sure that everything is super smooth and clear and transparent. So we've released the wallet S1 fingerprint encrypted hardware wallet. We've sent out a whole bunch of free ones, and we will keep on doing that in due time. What else here? Let's see. USDT, yeah. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's an ongoing USDT perpetual contract trading competition. You can win 20,000 GT plus 10k GT in lucky prizes. That's what they call lucky prizes. They're distributed every day based on your daily ranking. So based on your daily ranking, how you're trading, the profit you're making, etc., you'll be able to get up to 380 GT reward. That is the first prize, so it's the highest one I'm mentioning. And after that, I believe it's 125 GT. But if you're a trader, you know, definitely go check that out. Let's see. We've also added leveraged ETFs, so 3x longs and 3x short for BTM, ZEC, and XMR, Monero. We had a buyback. Actually, no, I don't want to talk about that yet. We did a 27th. Where is that information? Sorry, guys, I'm just checking out where I had written something down and I can't find it. Anyway, so what we did was we did like a special offer. We do this quite often where you can buy BTC with a discount or ETH with a discount. It was capped at 200K USDT. That amount, we took that and we bought GT from the open market, have burned it. This is all very not technical, but there are a lot of numbers involved, which I'm not going to mention now because it's not interesting, and you're going to forget about them. But the 200K USDT amounted to however 400k GT, bought those from the open market, sold and burnt them, sent them to a burn address. These burn addresses are available, readily available in our announcements. And if you head over to, let's see, there was also, sorry guys, yeah, here it is. So also based on all the listing votes we've done, we also collected, a considerable amount of GT, because people have to contribute their votes as an incentive to not just, randomly click with I don't know how many accounts. There's a little bit of a financial incentive for you to take part, where you have to deposit in GT. You need to hold GT and you pay in GT to vote. Very small amount, but significant enough considering we've done, I think, about 45 listing votes. And this number has accumulated into 113,000 GT. Same there. We've used that GT, sent it to the burn address, which is interesting for the GT tokenomics, because at the moment, I think there's like 115 million circulating supply. And that's definitely something to keep your eye on, with the fact that we score and rank so highly on the trust indicator, to put it that way, of CoinGecko. We've been awarded several really high-ranking security ratings by CER.live. The price of GT is actually really stable at the moment, hasn't made any huge swings, and it's been stable for a very long time. So the fact that we are a centralized exchange here to stay, and are building all kinds of cool products, that's definitely something for you to research, I would say, because it can be interesting to take part in an ecosystem. See it like taking part in a company which is building for the future, which is obviously something we could prove and something we're showing through our daily efforts. And then it could always be interesting to check what the tokenomics are behind the products which we are launching, from the decentralized exchange to the swap protocol which we're bringing out. I'll tell you about that in another time. These are the most significant things. We've also added leverage ETFs for Kusama, Avland, and Serum. These are just more technicalities for the traders. People who enjoy perpetual contract trading, and for people who want to, trade at 20x leverage. You can do BTC up to 100x leverage, which I would never do, and definitely would not recommend if you do not know what you are doing, as you only need like I believe 0.1 or 1% drop of the market to get liquidated. Obviously, you can get very lucky and have your funds multiplied by God knows how much, but that's something you need to be focused on and really know what you're doing. For now, guys, I want to thank you for your attention, and it was great having some nice questions from you guys, and I'm looking forward next week. Call your friends, call your best friends, tell your family to download the app, open an account, and we can all have an online chat in the live stream where they can ask all kinds of questions. If you like, I can answer more general questions about crypto as well. You can ask any questions, but that's the thing that it's what I'm good at, because I've been around in the space, and I've made all kinds of beginner mistakes, and I've had a lot of good and bad experiences. So anything you want to either give me feedback about Gate.io app, the layout on the website, the language we're using, the products we're offering, send it to me in the live stream and I can answer it for you. And otherwise, we can talk about general trends. Thanks so much for joining, and have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.